What's good, party people? This is According to Woods, sitting outside of Rounders MMA with one of their prospects. One of the main pupils that got a major win at Combate America's Arenas. She's Sid Vicious on Instagram and to you at large. But Sidney Trillo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, man. It's 2 years ago, right? Fighters Rep card in San Bernardino at Adrenaline MMA, man. We first met and met your parents and what have you. You've come a hell of a long way. We're talking in this 2 year span. You fought on the Golden Boy card, the Tito Chuck card at the Forum. You were in a featured match in the Galen Center at USC. How's this ride been for you?
It's been amazing. I love fighting, and I love that I could see myself developing into a greater fighter, and it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows. Obviously, in the performances that you've been churning out, and IFS. There's so much that you've done in this 2 year span. It's kind of crazy to think about like that development. But your MMA kind of journey almost happened by accident, right? Because when you took that first fight, you had just competed in Muay Thai a little bit soon before that. So how'd that come about?
I've always loved MMA. I loved the art. I loved everything about MMA. The elbows, the ground and pound. I loved it, and I think I've always wanted to be an MMA fighter. I love Muay Thai. I love doing Muay Thai, but I've always wanted to be an MMA fighter. And so when I first had my first MMA fight, I was like, oh, this is what it's like, Like, I was like, no offense on Muay Thai or anything. I love Muay Thai, but I love MMA so much better. So much better.
Now, obviously, there's, what did you learn about yourself in that kind of Muay Thai environment that you kind of found like, hey, maybe MMA might be a better fit or what have you? But what did you learn in that, initial Muay Thai experience?
I learned a lot. Muay Thai is tough, man. Muay Thai is super tough, and you meet a lot of tough fighters and a lot of skilled fighters, and I think that helped me develop into a better MMA fighter because I learned to stand my ground and have better, be more vicious, be more powerful in my punches and my kicks, and I think it helped me develop a lot.
Excellent. Now, obviously, I'd be remiss not to talk about where we are right now. We're at Rounders Boxing and MMA in Santa Ana, California. And you're learning under the tutelage of, one of my MMA heroes, Balquatch, right? I've got King of the Cage DVDs with that dude on it, which I'll probably bring by for him to sign or something. Yeah, Bao, we're coming for you. But how has that been? Not only Bao, we've got Rich Palomino, who is a King of the Cage champion, steps into the King of the Cage next time they're coming to SoCal. What has it meant to your development as an MMA fighter being here at Rounders?
It's pretty big, because the gym's where you're at all the time, where you're training, where you want to be somewhere that you feel comfortable, that you're comfortable with all the fighters, and everybody's cool here. Richie, Edgar, everybody's cool, and they're very nice, and it's just great to be here. I think if at a gym that you go to, you need to have that comfortability and all that.
No,
I think it's really important.
No, for sure. It's absolutely important. And, in terms of comfortability, you couldn't get better than your performance at Combate Arenas, where, you kicked your opponent into, it seemed like another stratosphere. She went dead, flat on the ground. How do you feel? We're kind of a couple days removed. The dust is kind of settled, but we look at your dad's Instagram. Go follow him, Papa John, dude. You're gonna be good for it. But that head kick knockout, man. Was that something that you were anticipating, or like how are you feeling, man? That was such a phenomenal performance.
I feel great. I seen that she kept, I felt like she seen my overhand. She kept it landed a couple times, and she didn't want it to, so she started circling, to my left, and I was like, oh, I seen it right away. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw this kick, see if it lands, see what happens. And so I like loaded it, and I seen she went this way, and I was like, oh, there's my shot. So I threw it, and it landed, and I was like, I wasn't sure. Like, once she went down, I was like, okay, I'm ready, I'm gonna go ground and pound. But she was already out, and I was like, wow, like me and Bauer, we've been practicing a lot of left kicks, and we were practicing these things, and I was like, wow, like it works. It was just, I felt great, and I got my knockout, and I always wanted to knock somebody out. And with the head kick, I was like, I love it.
No, yeah, for sure, man. And again, it was crazy. And obviously, I mean, your dad posted it on his Instagram page, which is amazing. What's even more amazing, I mean, obviously, you've got the support in the gym, but I mean, your parents are there at every fight. You've got a family base that is so vocal and so adamant to you and your kind of persona as Sid Vicious, man.
Yeah.
How has that meant to you? Because I mean, I didn't start training jiu-jitsu until, unfortunately, both of my parents had passed away because of that fear. But to have that support system, what does that feel like? I mean, that has to make everything be a little bit more sweeter, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great. I love my parents, and they're sometimes a little too much supportive. I'm like, he's like, you got to be in the gym. Why aren't you at the gym? And then I'll be like, I went in the morning. No, you got to go again. It's like, they push me so much, and I'm so grateful, because without them, I don't think I would be the fighter that I am today. Like, I know I wouldn't be. They put so much like time and everything into me, and I'm so grateful. I don't think I would have continued to do MMA if it wasn't for them. They push me, and they give me all the love, and it's just, I love them. It's awesome.
No, and they love you, and it shows. It's such a heartwarming experience to see you with them, and I've been able to see you guys kind of interact, in different, forms and what have you. And it's so cool, man. As a father myself, like, my daughter doesn't think I'm all that cool, so never mind. But yeah, it's super cool. Now, turning into like the crystal ball, right? If you were to look into what this time next year look like, have you given any thought or where you would want to be in your career or in your life a year from now?
I think in a year from now, I do see myself pro. I am 19. I don't want to rush anything, but I think I've been training super hard, and I've been, putting my all into this. And I think a year from now, I want to become pro. I want to make it to the UFC, and I believe if I keep training hard, that I'm gonna be there. So a year from now,